Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Don 773 TV. You're in the place to be. Before we get started, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We back with another one. Afrika Bambaataa. Real name, Lance Taylor. Recently passed. Born April 17, 1957. And he died April 9th, 2026. Early hip-hop pioneer, rose to fame with Planet Rock. He won an essay contest in the 70s and got a trip to Africa. After that trip, he adopted the name Afrika Bambaataa. He returned to the Bronx and began organizing youth through what became to be known as hip-hop. He founded the Zulu Nation. But over the last decade, multiple allegations involving young boys have surfaced around his name, adding a dark stain to his legacy. So I got a couple news clips. Before we go any further, I want y'all to check these clips out. Let's dive into it.
Hip-hop pioneers, Afrika Bambaataa has died. His lawyer announced
they play with your name and everything.
Thursday, born Lance Taylor. His death was a surprise to fans across the world. The rapper and producer, known for hits like Planet Rock and helping found the Universal Zulu Nation art collective. He was 68 years old.
So those was early reports on his death. But I got another report I want to play for y'all. Let's pull it up. Get it on the screen for the family. Here we go. All right, now y'all check this out.
It was definitely crazy to hear this now when I was doing so much other work in the community at the time.
A Fox 5 exclusive, one of hip-hop's founding fathers speaking out for the first time on television about shocking child abuse allegations. And the list of accusers is growing, and they all tell similar stories.
Afrika Bambaataa being accused of sexually abusing several underage boys decades ago. Lisa Evers sat down with him for an exclusive TV interview to answer the allegations. She joins us now, Lisa.
Well, Stephen Derry, Afrika Bambaataa brought peace to violent city streets, but now he is accused of a crime that is tough to forgive: molesting boys. He sat down with me for this exclusive interview, and no questions were off limits.
Have you ever abused any underage boy?
I never abused nobody. You know, it just sounds crazy to people to say that here you abused me. You know, my thing is, you know all my people back then. You know the hundreds of people that been around me. You know, if something like that happened, why you never want to? None of them.
Party people, then you'll get funky.
It also sounded crazy to many fans of his 1980s hit song, Planet Rock, considered one of the all-time greatest in hip-hop. Since then, as the founder of the hip-hop cultural organization Zulu Nation, he's been a visiting professor at Cornell and invited to speak around the world. He told me the accusations came as a shock.
What is the motivation?
Yeah, what is the motivation? What is the agenda?
You think there is an agenda there?
It's hard to say. You know, you don't know what many of these people are thinking, what is behind it. Some parts I've seen, like it could be shakeups. You know, certain things people might have wanted.
Bambaataa's chief accuser, Ronald Savage, is now 50 years old. He claims in 1980, when he was 15
now, I
and
want y'all
under
to
the age of consent,
pay attention to this Ronald
hooky
guy.
led to his first sexual
Because
experience with the hip-hop pioneer, and was followed by at least 4 other abuse
I'll just pay
incidents.
attention to Ronald when he talks.
Nowhere to go. So I had his number, and I called him, and he paid for the cab for me to go to his house.
Savage claims through therapy, he came to understand he was abused and became aware of other alleged victims.
I couldn't believe it. I was confused. I was a little nervous. you know, and I was just wondering, like, the other guy coming into the room and like, what was they gonna do to me?
I asked Bambaataa what he would say to Savage.
The brother knows the people who he came around in my group with and know that he wasn't in my presence unless among those people, and he needs to go back and speak to those people who was part of our organization and deal with them and stop all this type of craziness that they've been trying to put by attacking me.
And you never touched him inappropriately?
I ain't touched this brother whatsoever.
The allegations have set off a social media firestorm and ignited feverish debate. Since the alleged incidents happened so long ago, no criminal charges can be brought. And there have been no settlements or payouts, says Bambaataa attorney Charles Tucker Jr.
Have there been any criminal charges filed against Afrika Bambaataa at all?
Absolutely not. Not today, not yesterday, not the day before yesterday, not ever.
Question now is what happens next? Can we ever find out the truth of what really occurred? And are there other victims out there who have...
There it is. This man's legacy is stained. So yeah, Afrika Bambaataa, he may be a hip-hop pioneer, but there's also been a whole lot of smut and shady history surrounding his name. And you know, this is not a brand new conversation, but with his death, it sparked the conversation back up. You know, these allegations have been hanging around over him for years. And the bigger question is, if this was known in certain circles, why was this man protected and glorified in the hip-hop industry? And I'm gonna really point the finger at New York. Why was New York putting him up on a pedestal? Because it seemed like it was known, you know, within New York, you know, locally. Some people frame it as rumors, as him just being gay. Some people, you know, just flat out said, yeah, you know, we knew what was going on. Let me pull up a clip for y'all. I want to play this clip for y'all of Melly Mel on Vlad speaking about, you know, the rumors and what he heard. So let's check this out.
Okay, and were you close to Afrika Bambaataa?
But we all grew up together. Now, I'm not saying we was close because, see, what it was back then, it wasn't like it was beef, but it was always competition. So Bam was the competition. And we had healthy respect for him because, you know, we had the Zulu Nation, you know, you would do the anniversary, we would come, we perform, you know, so we wasn't necessarily close, but we traveled the same circle. So we was good.
I mean, when you fast forward years later, when you hear about the accusations of Bambaataa, you know, about the molestation charges and everything else like that, what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, it's not like people didn't know, or it's not like it was something that was unknown, in other words. But it was just really something that it was like, you know, maybe hip hop's best kept secret or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
So, you know, he's saying it was something it was something that was known. And then Vlad, you know, he doubled down and made sure he asked the right questions. Y'all listen to this.
You know.
Okay, so you knew, and you saying everyone pretty much knew that Afrika Bambaataa was gay.
It is what it is. I mean, you know, you got people that would deny it. You got people that would say they don't know. I'm saying everybody knew it, so it was all right there. So, I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, being gay is you know, especially these days, is perfectly acceptable. Not a big deal. But messing with underage boys is something completely different.
See that part about it, you would have to interview him because, you know, our whole thing and my whole thing is like I said, is everybody knew.
So there it is. They stood. Everybody knew, even after he asked them about the underage kids. So if that was known in the Bronx River, that raises an even bigger question. Why was this kept so hush for so long? Why was this allowed to just stay buried? Why was this man still being put on a pedestal if people knew what type of time he was on? Now, to be fair, everybody who may have come across Afrika Bambaataa in the industry may not have known exactly what type of time he was on in his private life. I got a clip I wanted to play with Red Alert and Lord Jamar from Brand Nubian. And you know, they was talking about it, and you know, Red Alert made the argument like, you know, just because I was crossing paths with this guy, people may not have known what people do behind closed doors. Just because some people knew, other people may not knew the logistics of it. Some chalked it up to, oh, he just him downstairs. People didn't know this man was preying on the weak. And I told y'all to pay attention to that news clipping, because y'all pay attention to that guy Savage, Ronald Savage. He got a tick. He's stuttering, ticking and shit. Like, you fucking with handicapped people. Y'all look at Hassan Campbell. Man, let's roll into this clip, man. So Lord Jamar is gonna say what raised red flags to him out of this situation.
You know what I mean? Rocky Bucano and all. And that was like a Zulu Nation stronghold. You know what I mean? Bambaataa used to be up in there all the time. Mm-hmm. Did I ever see anything? No. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Did I hear some rumors? Not about gang initiation, but I heard some rumors one time, but whatever. I heard some rumors. But that's just rumors. That's not some shit I ever seen or whatever. So it's the same way. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. The only thing that made me a little weird about the whole shit when it came out in the beginning, and what made me say something in the first place, because I probably wouldn't have said anything really, was when our brother B Stinger, who we all know, okay, especially if he was up at Strong City Studios, when the brother Bam said that he didn't know B Stinger, to me that was a red flag. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I know for a fact that
they don't know somebody you done seen.
Why would you lie about that? You know what I mean? So it's like, man, you made yourself look bad, because if you lie about that, what else are you lying about?
Facts.
Like, because you definitely know B Stinger. I've seen y'all in the same room on many of occasions. You know who B Stinger is. Everybody knows who B Stinger is.
Now,
80s, early.
Once I start pulling off, being on the radio.
And this is, this got to be in the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay, late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Once I start getting more involved with radio, playing more downtown, and then later on being like in Union Square, Latin Quarters, building my team around me, the Violators, meeting new friends. I wasn't up in Bronx River that much. Only if I came up for anniversaries or certain occasions. So I don't know day by day what's going on up there. You know, I'm downtown and around my neighborhood, making my name for what I'm known to be. So that's what I say. What is it can I say if I never witnessed or I never heard of?
Right. Well, that's
so. And he made a good point. A lot of people may have been just industry friends, associates with this guy. So that's a fair point. Just because people knew him or ran across him, you know, in industry dealings, does not mean they knew everything he was doing in private. But what raised red flags, like Lord Jamar say, Afrika Bambaataa was acting like he didn't know the B Stinger guy, and Lord Jamar say he's seen them. He knows this guy. He's seen them together on multiple occasions at this studio. So when Bam act like he flat out don't know him at all, that makes it look real funny. Those real red flags. But at the same time, there's nothing like hearing this straight from the horse's mouth. So I want to pull up a clip of Hassan Campbell sitting down with Vlad, speaking about what he lived, what he went through, his truth. And like I say, I'm not here to victim shame or bash anybody. I just want to put this out there because this is some sick shit, man. This man was out here saying like he was out here praying on handicapped people. Now let's just check this clip out, y'all.
Okay. So you started hanging out with Afrika Bambaataa. You're 13 or so at the time. And you said he was like a father to you.
Right.
And you didn't have your father around. He was in and out on drugs.
Right.
Okay. So at what point did it turn into just an innocent relationship to something going wrong?
Yeah, where do I start with that? Is him being in the house, coming with the tapes, the VCR, the Vaseline, the porn, and it's like, oh, okay, this is getting weird. Like, I'll give you an example. What one day when me and Eric was there, and we in the office / workout room, the room next to the bathroom, 1609. So we in that room, and it's a weight bench in there, and me and Eric, we working out. We on the bench pressing. Bam comes in the room. He got the Polaroid camera, and now he's convincing us, oh, look at those muscles. So now he gassing us up to take our shirt off so we could flex our muscles. And when he walked out of the room and he started doing the clicking, he clicking with the camera. Me and Eric, we looks at each other, and he was like, "Yo, you seen that episode of Different Strokes with Arnold and Dudley?" And it was the same situation with them, So that takes you back to one of our experiences with Bam. This is what he do.
Okay. At what point did he actually start to molest you, though? After showing you tapes and so forth?
Absolutely.
At that point, you started to actually...
He follows you in the bathroom. Now, when you go in the bathroom, he got to go in the bathroom with you, and he's peeing at the same time. It's like he's incredible. Now he's timing you going to the bathroom and pissing at the same time when he's pissing.
This is crazy.
Then he comes with the young men is supposed to jerk off, and then he leaves his room door open with porn playing. And he might walk out and then just have you sitting there. And then he leaves you with the porn playing.
Sick, man.
Then he turns around, and this is what how you really like. He's bugged out, and you realize how sick he really is. Especially when you think back. Now he has books, and in those black books, people you never think that you would ever even expect is in those books, butt ass naked. And when you look at those books, you actually looking at stair steps of the older generation before you in those books.
I want y'all to listen to this
and
story.
Him catching all these guys at a young age.
Pay attention to this, y'all.
Okay, are these people that we know about these days?
Well, some of them probably.
Listen to this.
And I know
story
in the past I done threw names out, and I said I'm gonna try my best not to really call people out, but in the streets, woo-wee. Like, yeah. I mean, the reality of it is, one day,
listen, y'all,
there was a fight, and I said this in my video that Star had put up. One day there was a fight going on. I believe it was a Roy Jones fight, and there was like 50 dudes inside the apartment watching the fight. So when I come in, I'm the last one to come into the fight. So somebody said to me, they was like, all right, Bam done tried everybody in this room.
Keyword.
What'd he do to you? Then the whole room bust out laughing. I started laughing with him, but later on, I was like deep in thought, like, this nigga got me. But the truth of
So yeah, he said they was watching a fight. There's about 50 guys in the room. When he walked in, he said, "Yeah, we know you know, Bam then tried most of the people in this room. What'd he do to you? And they laughed it off. So yeah, Hassan Campbell telling his side of it. And like I say, that joke somebody made talking about what he did to you, that stood out to me. Because the key word in that is tried. Meaning he was trying to test boundaries, see who he could get over on. That doesn't just mean everybody went for it. Some people probably shut that down immediately. I even saw an interview where a man said Afrika Bambaataa tried him too. And he made it clear he wasn't going. He had his pistol on him. He said he almost shot Afrika Bambaataa. And yeah, this where, you know, where it get murky, man. It get ugly. Hassan Campbell give the vibes of somebody who may have been in learning disability classes, meaning he may have been easy to manipulate. That's not me victim shaming. That's me saying predators often prey on weakness, confusion, vulnerability. I'm sorry, y'all. Tongue twisted. Yeah, so he was preying on them people. And speaking on how messy and complicated the whole thing got, I got a clip I want to pull up for the family. Because the victims, they started getting into it with each other online. And like I say, it seems that this man Bam was preying on like the weak for real. Y'all check this out.
His beef is not with Afrika Bambaataa, it's with me. And there's no way that he could explain how he got a hatred towards me more than a nigga that stuck his dick in his mouth and got his teeth looking crooked. He stuck so much dick in your mouth, your teeth don't even look like my nigga. You know damn well you was sucking the balls,
Listen
nigga.
to these
Stop it, nigga. Like you said, everybody knows everybody, nigga. I didn't come out of jail and go to the nigga house. You wasn't finished sucking the balls, nigga. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, nigga. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, nigga. Fuck you, Hassan.
Can we have this Beast Stinger?
Can we have a great conversation? You lying ass nigga. You lying ass nigga. This ain't about nobody else. This is about me. You sitting there playing an 8-year-old video because your ass is scorned, nigga. This is about my closure. Fall back, my nigga. You're always up in my business. This shit has nothing to do with you.
So yeah, man. So that's where it get weird. These are two victims tied to the same allegations, and now they're publicly going at each other. And I ain't gonna sit here and act like I know what the details behind the fallout, but it does raise more questions about what was really going on around Afrika Bambaataa, man. And this is also where the relationship questions come in with Hassan Campbell, because a lot of people, you know, raise the question, man, because it sounds like you might have been in a relationship with the man Hassan, and that could be because he was groomed. Not saying, you know, because the relationship, he was groomed from an early age, it turned into that when he got older. You know, not saying that to excuse anything, not saying that to blame a victim, but when you look at Hassan Campbell still being around Bam later on, taking pictures with him after the allegations. I want to pull up something for the family, man, because there's pictures of him with this man. And I wanted to play, you know what? I need to play more of that clip for y'all that I just cut off, because the guy Beast Stinger brought it up. Let me get that clip back up for the family. I pulled it down too fast. 1 second, family. Let me get that clip back right now, because I want y'all to see this. Damn. We just had it up. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me get this back up here for y'all.
Correct, my nigga. I ain't even gonna ask you, but you did say that.
Let him
my
answer.
nigga,
Let him
I'm
answer.
here.
Beast Singer, let him answer. Let him answer.
I
Let him answer. Go ahead, Hassan.
Listen, this nigga here.
Listen, like, for one, all this aggression that you have, when I spoke to you on the phone in Katona Park, right? And I told you to put your 3D glasses on.
Did he say it at the beginning?
Nigga.
Because he told him.
Sucking the balls, nigga.
Yeah, I think he said it at the beginning.
There's no way that he could explain how he got a
Listen,
hatred towards me more than a nigga that stuck his dick in his mouth and got his teeth looking crooked. He stuck so much dick in your mouth, your teeth don't even look
You
right,
know
my nigga.
damn well you was sucking the balls, nigga. Stop it, nigga. Like you said, everybody know everybody, nigga.
Listen.
I didn't come out of jail and go to the nigga house. You wasn't finished sucking the balls.
So he's saying once Hassan got out of jail, he was back hanging with the nigga. And you know that's man. Look, that ain't a good look, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That ain't a good look at all. So that's him and Bam right there. And that's why people start raising those and asking questions, man. Were they really in a relationship? Because his age fluctuated from 13 to 17 to 15. I'm not here to bash this brother, but I'm just asking a question. That's weird. If somebody did these type of things to you as a child, it was same as an adult. You wouldn't want to be around them. And if you was around them, you would want to hurt them, not take a picture. So yeah, was this straight abuse? Was this grooming? It definitely was grooming. It definitely was manipulation. But what point did it turn into an actual relationship with him and Hassan? Because when somebody gets groomed, that can blur the lines and confuse how they process what happened. And that's why these pictures matter, because once you start accusing somebody publicly, but people can also pull up pictures of y'all together later on, folks are naturally going to ask questions. That doesn't cancel out anything he said, but it does make the whole situation look more complicated. So yeah, man, that's why Hassan, you get them, he thied you. That's why you get those type of jokes, bro. It's called stand for something or fall for anything. I don't give a fuck how famous this nigga is. If he did something to you when you was a child, when you seen him as an adult, it's supposed to have been that. If what Beast Stinger said is true, you went and got up with this man once you was released from jail and stuff like that, man, hey, man, that's a bit much, brother. Because let's be clear, the bigger issue here is not legacy, music, or reputation. The biggest issue is the allegations that young boys were being preyed on. And it seemed like he was preying on people with disabilities. Hassan Campbell, he gives the vibe of a learning disability kid. The LD class, 7 people in the classroom, and now I'm not trying to bash him, but I'm just pointing these things out. And then the guy, Ronald, we just saying he's sitting up ticking and shaking and shit. What the fuck was going on out there, man? If people knew Afrika Bambaataa was on this type of time, why was he still protected, celebrated, and allowed to build a legendary name in hip hop if this was supposedly known since the late 70s, the early 80s? This been out there, this type of information been circulating around New York. When you look at Hassan Campbell's side of this, was this straight abuse, grooming, manipulation, or some type of toxic mix of it all? Because I get that, you know, he was a child, young, he was groomed. He was groomed. I just want to raise the question, why was this allowed you know, why was this swept under the rug for so long in hip hop, specifically coming out of New York? New York got an answer for that. This seemed like this was something that was known locally and was not dealt with. Y'all should have dealt with y'all own problem. It shouldn't even made it this far. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and let me know what y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Make sure, like I say, to hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Church, we out.